All right, so what we're going to do today is take a deeper look into solving linear equations and inequalities. So taking a look at this equation here, first thing we need to do is distribute. So we're going to have 2 times 2x minus 2 times 3 plus 3 times x plus 3 times 1. And then that's all going to equal the 5x plus 2. So 2 times 2x gives me 4x. Then we have minus 6 plus 3x plus 3. And that's going to equal 5x plus 2 still. So we're going to combine our like terms. And we will have 7x minus 3 equals 5x plus 2. And then from here, we're just going to subtract the 5x. We're going to add the 3. We're going to wind up with 2x equals 5. Therefore, x is going to equal 5/2. All right, so that's just how we would go ahead and distribute if we needed to distribute. But again, it seems like a lot of work, but the steps are quite simple. So for the next 2 problems, I just want to look at going over inequalities. And as we're getting ready for this, we have to remember when we are doing inequalities, if we divide or multiply during the process of solving by a negative number, we have to switch the inequality. So let's take a look at this inequality. Negative 3 times x plus 1 plus 2 is less than or equal to 5x plus 6. So again, the first thing we do is distribute. Negative 3 times x plus negative 3 times 1 plus 2 is going to be less than or equal to 5x plus 6. We go ahead and work through this. I get negative 3x minus 3 plus 2 less than or equal to 5x plus 6. We combine like terms here, okay, and that's going to give me negative 3x minus 1 is less than or equal to 5x plus 6. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my constants to the right and my variables to the left. So we're going to subtract a 5x. We're going to add a 1. And by the way, we could have moved the variables to the right and the constants to the left. It's really a matter of preference. So we're going to have negative 8x is less than or equal to positive 7. Now this is exactly what I was talking about, because here in order to finish solving this, I'm going to be dividing by a negative 8. And once I divide by the negative 8, what I'm going to get is I'm going to get x is greater than or equal to negative 7/8. Again, here I said that we need to go ahead and switch that inequality if we're divided by a negative. So if this side was negative and this side was positive, we would not need to do that. And to put this on a number line, all we would do is just pick the point negative 7/8. I'll just put that in the middle. It would get a closed circle because it is inclusive. And then it would get shaded to the right because its x is greater than or equal to negative 7/8. And I'd like to take a look at one more. And this one they call a double inequality. And that's only because we have values on both the right and left-hand side of the inequality. So we take a look at this one. This example is negative 3 is less than 2x plus 5 over 3, which is less than or equal to 5. So we solve this very similar to a regular inequality. However, whatever we do, we have to do to both sides. So for starters, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. And that's going to cancel this 3. So I'm going to have negative 9 less than 2x plus 5 less than or equal to 15. Okay, so again, what I did is I multiplied by the 3 that's in the denominator in the middle, and then I distributed that to the left and to the right. So again, whatever we do to the left, we also must do to the right. So again, here, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the 5. I get negative 14 is less than 2x, which is less than or equal to 10. So this is a perfect example of what we looked at in the previous example, and that is we're going to be dividing by a positive 2. Even though this number is negative, this inequality is not going to switch. Okay, it's not going to switch because we're not dividing by a negative. We wind up with negative 7, which is less than x, which is less than or equal to 5. That's going to be our solution. And again, if I want to put that on a number line, I could have my negative 7 down here. I'll put a 0 in the middle. And we have a 5 here. We are a closed circle on the 5, open circle on the negative 7. And since x is all numbers that are greater than negative 7 and less than or equal to 5, we are going to shade everything that is in between these values. So again, that's just a brief overview and just a more in-depth look at solving linear equations, solving linear inequalities, and also graphing linear inequalities. I hope you picked up something from today's lesson.